How do you build a PC?
Oh, that's a big topic. And besides, we sell them. This is how you build a PC. First, you're gonna need a CPU, RAM, a motherboard, some storage, some form of cooling, a GPU, a power supply, and a case. So when inserting the CPU, you're gonna wanna match up this little triangle in the corner with the little triangle on the corner on the motherboard. You're gonna very carefully put it in. And you're gonna wanna make sure that it is all lined up, sitting right. And you're gonna use this to press it down. It's gonna pop this off, just throw it away. And then you bring this down slowly. Yeah. Well, there's also an arrow here. Match with that arrow. Next is the RAM. So RAM is notched unevenly, so it only goes in one specific way. And just make sure that it's in the correct orientation before you apply pressure. Don't apply a ton of pressure until you're absolutely certain that that's the way it's supposed to go in, because you can break a RAM slot that way. You can notice that it wobbles there. Take it out. No wobble. Perfect. Pressure. An NVMe can go into any of these sorts of slots, but we're going to put it in this top slot because it has the heatsink, and it will run it at Gen 4 speeds, even though this is, I believe, a Gen 3. There's a plastic that comes off of these. You just want to rip that off so that you'll get proper heat transfer. So this NVMe needs a spacer and a screw. This should be included in your motherboard. The screw's pretty tiny, so you're going to need a screwdriver that can handle tiny screw. We're going to replace this heatsink cover. All right. Anyways, time for the hard part. Okay. Static. Typically, the first thing that you're going to want to do is install all the fans into the case first, just because it makes routing a bit easier. That's not going to be the case with every case. For this one, because it has so many fans in it, we want to get that out of the way first, because we're going to have to turn this thing on its back, on its side, all over to get these fans in here. Remember, viewers, not every case comes with the fans needed, so if you're buying a case that does not come with fans, make sure you get the fans that you need. I highly recommend ones that use standard PWM as the power source, so it doesn't have to run through any proprietary controllers. It's really easy, especially when they have a pigtail like this. It makes daisy chaining them and fitting them onto your headers on your motherboard a lot easier. And then RGB, that is just this classic 3-pin. Also comes with a pigtail. Love it. When installing your fans, you're also going to want to look for the cable routing channels. So in this particular one, there is a spot up here. Basically, just take all your cables, shove them up there. We'll worry about them later.
Well, you have it up.
I know. That's why all my builds have to be hand built. This front panel off. God dang.
20 minutes later.
Why did we need to do that?
It's just gonna make installing the motherboard and the AIO just a lot easier, because this one is genuinely difficult to take out, so I'm gonna work around this one.
You install the fans first, right?
Yes, exactly. I installed all the fans. There's a lot of fans in these. Don't make a build like this your first build. There's a lot of fans. I'm gonna install the motherboard next. First thing you wanna do for that is get the IO shield. Not every motherboard has one of these separate. Some of them are just on the motherboard already, but for this particular motherboard, we gotta install this first. And you just push it. If you have more strength than an ant, you will have a better time doing this than me. Weenie! Ah, yes, there we go. That looked difficult, but I promise you it's the easiest part of building a PC. I'm just a weenie. I recommend doing this with the PC laying on its back, but you know what? I'm tired. I'm just gonna do it this way. So basically we're prepping the AIO right now. I just want to make sure that the fans are on it before I put it on in there. So start with this one, do that one. Now I can do this one. everything should be aligned. You're always going to want to take this plastic off of the plate here. A very common reason for overheating is that you installed this and forgot to take this off. It will completely negate your cooling. So I'm going to be putting the brackets onto this AIO. These particular ones are for LGA 1700 socket. So for the 13th, 14th, 12th gen Intels, they need this bracket to fit. Most AIOs will also come with a couple other form factors, but for this particular build, this is the one that we need. Always refer to the manual if you're ever confused. Always do cross points first, like bam to bam, and then I'm gonna do bam to bam, and then do the rest. For this AIO, I'm gonna put the backplate on now. This one, I can just slip this right in here. Just know that on most cases, you're not gonna be able to do that. Don't be like me. I'm a weenie and I need a knife to take off plastic. Applying thermal paste. There's a couple different methods to this because of the rectangular size, the like pea-sized dot that they used to tell you to do doesn't really apply anymore. So what I kind of do is a little like, woo. Yeah. And that's plenty. It's probably more than what we need, but it'll work. Yeah. It's tight. Yeah, pro tip, open all the bags before you start installing things, because then you have to open things with your teeth.
Is this the hard part?
No, this is only hard if you're stupid like me. This is the AIO pump header. It's coming off of this. We're gonna pump it. We're gonna plug it right into here to the AIO header. Most motherboards have the AIO pump header up here somewhere, but on this particular one, it's down here. There is a little divot on it to make sure that you plug it in correctly. So it should give you some resistance if it's not. Okay, I'm trying to get past all of my lovely fans. We're going to pull. This is the audio header. So that basically makes the headphone jacks on the case work for you. This is the USB-C header to make the USB-C ports work, and USB 3.2. Very cool. We're gonna plug those into the motherboard. And these are pretty straightforward. You just, match to match. Match to the header that's appropriate. And then this is for the power button, and it plugs into this header. This one's a little less straightforward, so refer to your manual when you're looking for the power button. This whole cluster is power, reset right below it, and then HD LED and LED plus and minus. These last couple steps, you can do them in varying order depending on what kind of machine you're making. I know Juan on the build stream, he likes to plug the cables in to the motherboard and then the power supply after he's done a lot of his cable management, but this is how I do it. Plug the 24 pin into the motherboard right here. You're gonna take this cable marked CPU. It's an 8-pin, you're gonna plug it right into here. Generally, it'll just be marked CPU, because the PCIe are also 8-pin, so that can be confusing. Some motherboards like this one have an extra little zone for more. Don't worry about that. You're not gonna be pulling that much power. Cases vary widely between different mechanisms they have over here by the PCIe lanes and PCIe slots. Your mileage may vary depending on the case, but on this particular one, we have to take that piece out to get to these.
You always do it the top slot?
Yes.
I would think it was the bottom slot.
The world ends. There we go. I'm gonna replace this little sheath. Now comes the tedious part, which is cable management and daisy chaining 10 fans? Yeah. I love daisy chains, but this is having me question my love for daisy chains. How many daisies is too many? We're gonna find out. So this header is a daisy chain of the 3 fans that are part of this AIO. I'm gonna attach those ones to the CPU fan header so that it will react to the temperature of the CPU and act accordingly. Is the RGB daisy chain for the 3 fans on the AIO and this part too. This is the PWM header for the top fans, the bottom fans, and the rear exhaust fan. And we're just gonna connect it to one of these fan headers. This is the header for the RGB for the top, bottom, and rear exhaust fan. Just gonna plug that into that header. Well, all it's left to do is cable manage. Well, you don't have to cable manage. I have to cable manage. For you, it's optional. I'll just think less of you. It's so tough because like I keep thinking I have it all good, and then I realize that there's like one that's not on the like right layer. You see what I mean? Like, why are you between these two? But I think I can just pull it through.
So is there a strategy for cable managing?
Basically, you sacrifice the back of the case for the front of the case. You want to pull things very taut in the front of the case. So you're just trying to get good tension back here. Right now, because we have so many things that are like daisy chains, we just have a lot of mileage of cables. We're just trying to make them look orderly and also not so impossible to get to if you need to plug something back in. It's a work in progress. Disclaimer, I am not the person who will be cable managing your Prism. I am just the person doing this one. Be friends again. No. Well, it's not perfect, but the builders are really busy at this time of year, so you get me. Oh, okay, we're gonna close it up right now, and then we're gonna turn it on and see if it posts. Yep.
Hey!
There you have it. Ta-da! Happy holidays!